Right, so just a quick one to go through some advice maybe we would give you as to the type of things that we're normally looking for to buy a car. So really it's the same advice if you buy one for yourself, buy one privately, to let you know the sort of things that we look for. First thing, obviously the car needs to be HPI clear, so you need to know whether or not the car's got any category status. So obviously you can jump online and do a check on that, make sure it's got no outstanding finance on the car. So that's the first thing to do. Second thing is we're looking for a car with decent mileage, very good service history, and ideally a limited number of owners, so between 1 and 4 or 5 owners. If it's got much more than that, then you might need to dig into why that might be the case. Once we've done that, then we're going to look around the car. It's just really getting a general feel for the car, so we're looking for evidence of damage that may not have been reported or categorised, but it could still have been done. So the way we would normally do that is to look at the gaps. You're always obviously going to have some certain gaps between the panels, but what we're looking for is a difference in the gap from one side to the other, or an excessive gap between panels. So this is all as it should be. We've just got normal width of gaps between them, tops of the doors, where the doors meet at the top. And one good way to check the paintwork is you normally see a dealer stepping down at this sort of angle, because if a car's had work done, normally you're probably best going to see it if you stick down to that angle. Then if it's got any blemishes, rub marks where it's had some filler in there, then you're going to be able to see that if you get down close. Same on the other side. So that's what we'd normally do. Look at the roof, make sure we've got no hail damage on there or anything. A lot of people, when they're looking at cars, they tend to seem to just want to look at the tyres. Honestly, the tyres is going to be the least of your problems if the car's got issues. Tyres you can always replace. If you're buying a car that's had significant work done, then you've got much bigger problems to worry about. So tyre kicking is not normally the sign that perhaps we're best educated as to what to look for. So that's bodywork wise. Interior wise, obviously normal signs, just things that you can see yourself, whether or not it's got any sort of rips, tears, burns in it, signs that it's been smoked in, if that's going to bother you. So just the general condition, that's kind of common sense really on that side of things. So obviously if the seats are dirty, you can always clean them. So I'm going to pop the bonnet. So once I've popped the bonnet, we're now going to just see mechanically what there is to find. So the two things I'm going to look at in the main is going to be the coolant. Being a Japanese car, it's got blue coolant in there. Normally the Japanese cars, Korean cars have blue coolant. That doesn't look contaminated, just looks as it should do. And then we want to look at the oil. So I'm going to lift up the stick, have a look at the oil itself. So just get that in shot. So I think this is due a service, this one, but there's nothing contaminated with it. It just looks a little bit darker, probably because it's due a service. So that'll be done before the car goes out. So that's not the issue. What the issue you're generally looking at with oil, a lot of people look inside the cap, and what you're looking for there is any signs of cream. Now, a lot of people get a bit worried if you see a bit of a smeary cream mark, which you can't see on this. This is clean. I would say if you see a very small amount, sometimes you get a lot of people look at a car and they'll keep doing what I've just done, take the lid off. And once you do that, you do allow air in, particularly in the winter. If you allow air inside there, then you're going to get condensation, so that means you will get a bit moisture. And so if the car's been looked at a good few times, then quite often that could be slightly creamy, but there shouldn't be loads of cream and gunk on there, to be honest. If you're not sure, walk away or get someone else to have a look at it for you. The other things we're looking for is signs of any oil leaks, basically. So just have a look inside. You don't really need to be a mechanic to do that. Normally it'd be around this sort of area here. If you're buying from a reputable garage, then you can normally trust them to check those things for you. So when we come inside the car now, we're going to start the car up, and what we're looking for is a load of lights to come on initially, because they're testing that all the lights are on and working, there's no bulbs are out, and then they'll slowly go out on their own. So let's have a look and see what we see. See all the lights there, and then they start to shut down. Off they go, off they go. Airbag light's just gone out. So all I'm left with is the seat belt, because I haven't got my seat belt on, and the handbrake light. Obviously if you've got any of those other lights still on, then that tells you it's an issue. So I'm going to flick that again. You'll see at the bottom, I'm going to start it up again, there's a little yellow light which is an engine management light. There's that one, what's that one there? So what you're looking for is to make sure that light does come on initially and then goes out. Okay, because it is possible for someone to take a bulb out of there so it never shows, and obviously the way you know that hasn't happened is by when you first look, you're looking for it to be on and then for it to go out once the car's been started up, which it does on this one. So that's it in terms of warning lights. When you're driving the car, you want to make sure that your clutch bite point is about normally halfway. It can be a bit higher. I wouldn't get too wrapped up in it unless it does really feel very, very stiff and very high. Again, obviously if you're buying privately, then that's something you're going to need to consider, because you're going to be left with changing it yourself if you obviously overlook it. Engine wise, just listen, make sure it's nice and quiet. So once you've checked all those items, the main things then to look for is just when you're driving the car, listening to the car. I guess the most expensive thing, if you get it wrong, is going to be the engine itself. The engine should be fairly quiet, is what I would say. It shouldn't be knocking, shouldn't be tappity particularly. If you're buying a car with a timing chain, then yes, you can hear them sometimes a little bit, but not excessive. So that would be the main thing to look out for. Other noises that you can hear when you're driving a car that could be coming from underneath the car, the suspension, the brakes, stuff like that. Those sort of things are generally not difficult to sort out. So I would say if you're buying a car, provided the dealer or you are prepared to sort those things out, then they are less expensive. However, if you're hearing noises coming from the engine and stuff like that, then that's a different question. So hopefully those things will give you a bit of guidance, and if you've got any queries, you want to message us, then please feel free to do so. See you on the next one.